came out here 2 years ago. Didn't get a chance to come back last year. But we made it here, and we are ready to rock. We've got a little better situation lined up as far as an efficient line, maybe a little higher number line, and we've got some lofty goals. So we're gonna come out of the gate hot, sling as much steel as we can the first day, and then we're gonna check, set more, check, set more, check, set more till we're out of traps or we're out of ground. Here we go. Well, this spot right here, I told Brian when we set it, we're probably doing a little fishing because it's out in the middle of this pasture. He saw this log over here that looked like a pretty good spot for a coyote to stop and just kind of mess around or mouse around or mark that log as their own. So while he was setting that, I came over here and I found this cow trail. And if you look down, come right here and look at this. You can probably see it the best right here. Perfect worn down cow trail coming across, and it connects that creek there with this little head of timber, and there's an old homestead up here. But when I looked at it, there was one track right in the dead center of this. So I came and dropped a dirt hole in and put that trap right in the center of that cow trail. So all he had to do was come by and stop, shuffle his feet, and he's caught, and he's perfect. He's pad deep right there in a Duke 650. Couldn't ask for anything better. All right, so this location here, we actually set this when we was here 2 years ago, and 90% of the time, most trappers would drive by this and probably not pay any attention to it. It's thousands of acres of nothing, but we've got this one draw that's probably a mile long, and it's full of pheasants. You can drive by it and they'll be flying out of there. And we're kind of on the downwind side of it. So our thinking is most of these coyotes are gonna be hunting on the downwind side of it, just like a bird dog would, because a lot of those pheasants will pile up at the ends of these, especially right here. And this is the second night. We got a double, and we got a mouthy one too. Pretty cool. The fur quality is outstanding on these coyotes. Perfect little scenario here. This is the typical spot when you see Kansas. You got an old field road next to a fence, Milo field, and it comes to a corner right here, another fence here. We just set doubles at about every one of these locations, at least a double. We've got a lot of triples and quads set as well, but do this, rinse, repeat, do it over again, and set every trap you got in your arsenal, and you'll kill coyotes. Right, that's number 16 and number 17 today. So I want to show you one thing that I've kind of started doing on my remakes, or just setting a trap in general. Pick your spot out, and I'll just dig my trap in. Of course, this is going to take a little bit longer. We're using salt this week. The ground's really dry, You know, we'll get a little bit of moisture from warming up in the day and freezing at night. And instead of wasting money on wax dirt and time, we're gonna try to utilize this salt. Just put a little bit around the jaws. We'll pack this trap in real quick. This ground out here is a trapper's dream. It's almost too easy. But I put some around the jaws, and then I'll put some up here on top. And this is just salt that we bought at Dollar General. We'll dig that in, and I'll do this just to show you what we're doing here. There's my pan. If you notice, I haven't dug my dirt hole. Typically, if I catch a coyote, I'll pull this trap up and I'll maybe set it on the edge of the catch circle, but he didn't tear this up too bad, and he filled in the old dirt hole and I can't find it. So I just put the trap right back in the trap bed. It makes it really quick, and we'll just drill a new hole. But I want to show you, right there's the pan. We just go right here, 9 to 10 inches, offset just a tick. And this looks a little funky right now because I showed you where that pan was at. But normally I would leave that all covered, just like this. Dig that trap, or dig that dirt hole back out, and it looks more natural. And then just do that, and you're done. And I'll put a little more salt on top, and then just a dusting. And we're done. And it makes the reset, or like I said, if you're just initially setting your traps, it can kind of speed you up. And we're always worried about making stuff as natural as possible. That looks extremely natural. If you go down there, get right over the top of that. And look at that. And I work out all the tracks, which probably doesn't matter, but I work my tracks out. And pop my bait in the hole. No gland lure, no urine needed. We already got a catch circle here, so we're gonna guide them right in the hole with just bait. It's cold. It's late December. Coyotes gotta eat. Old farm lane coming here. Creek on the side. Creek actually goes down here and tees. There's this old cattle trail right here. My traps are, boom, right in the middle of the road. Brian's just off. Just a good spot. This might be the most helter-skelter trip that I've ever been on. You know, we're driving 200 miles a day. We're catching coyotes by the truckloads. But Brian can't stay for the whole trip. He's only able to stay for the first 3 or 4 days. My buddy Al from Alabama, he's coming up to finish the trip off with me. You know, I had a guy lined up to film everything that we were doing so I could put together a bunch of shows. He had to cancel the day before, so we're doing the best that we can to get everything documented the best we can, but we're kind of all over the place. But one thing's for certain, we're catching coyotes by the truckload, and we did get a lot of stuff filmed. So this first one's kind of, like I said, all over the place, but we've got a bunch of other topics that are lined up, and we're gonna have like a little mini series. So stay tuned, lots more coyotes to catch, lots more information to come right here on the Management Advantage.